I think there's a point in every YouTuber's career where they just like, just give up on how they look on camera. I'm like legit not even wearing pants. I just got home from rowing practice and said, you know what? I feel like making a video, but I really don't want to put the effort into putting up all the lights and everything. So, here I am with my sweaty shirt, my spandex from rowing practice, and just, I have a video. I haven't posted in months. Here's a video. Want it or not? So, deal with this, alright? Just deal with it, okay. So I saw Isle of Dogs, and I loved it.
I wish somebody spoke his language. Wow.
Okay, so keep in mind that I'm kind of going in, I'm like, I don't have any notes to read off so I can, like, properly do this. I'm just going from my head. So if I sound scatterbrained and, like, inarticulate, then you'll know why. So, Isle of Dogs is a new Wes Anderson movie. It's a stop-motion animated film, and it's so far one of the best films of 2018 so far. I mean, there haven't been that many, to be honest. I mean, what do you have? You had A Quiet Place. That was pretty good. Then what else do you have? You had Truth or Dare, Rampage. It's great films. I've just gotten into Wes Anderson. I've seen a few of his films so far. I've seen Grand Budapest Hotel, great film, and Moonrise Kingdom. I think that's also terrific. And Life Aquatica was called. I thought that was fine. I didn't really care for it that much. Wes Anderson has proven himself to be, again, like a master of set design. He knows how to use his colors. He knows how to use his sets, and it's just. It doesn't feel like, the film doesn't even feel like it's, there is a set, like this little claymation set. No, it feels like an actual world. Wes Anderson did a fantastic job of making this world and making it believable too. Like, yeah, I can see this kind of happening. Not really, of course not, but it doesn't seem impossible or implausible. He just did a fantastic job directing the animator, like the sculptors and animators who put their 100% into this film, and it's just astounding, really. Like, the level of production on the animation is just fantastic. Wes Anderson has like a thing where he prefers to go style over substance sometimes, and in Life Aquatica that really showed like a lot. But in this film, I don't see it. I really don't see it. I think this is one of his better films. I think Grand Budapest Hotel is probably his masterpiece. Like, truly his best one. The Isle of Dogs, I feel like it's still up there with one of his better ones. I think it's better than Fantastic Mr. Fox. I saw that just yesterday before when I got back from the movie, so I can compare. And the animation has improved tremendously since then. Okay, so let's talk about the great things about this film first. The animation, absolutely beautiful. Like, that's some of the best stop motion animation I've seen in like a long time, probably since Kubo. Don't let the animation fool you. This is not a kids film, not in the slightest. This is pretty dark, especially for Wes Anderson standards, and pretty violent. Like, really really violent. I'm not gonna get into spoilers or anything here, so like I'm just saying, like, what I noticed. The writing, which I was kind of surprised by, was actually pretty good. Wes Anderson managed to take this hollow standard story about, like, oh, it's a boy trying to rescue his dog, and there's one dog that doesn't like him that much, and they grow as an owner and a pet, and they learn to love each other, kind of deal. But Wes Anderson turn that simple standard story that's not really that great into something special, and I commend him for that, because usually Wes Anderson, he has this thing where he lets his style take over the whole, like, film, and doesn't really care about, like, the substance itself. That's why, that saying style over substance. And, it's always, still to dialogue. I talk like this because we're in a Wes Anderson movie, and this is how I like to talk. Still to dialogue. No emotion. Nothing. You can show a little bit of emotion, it's a film. You're supposed to convey emotion as a character. That's what you're supposed to do. Here's like where I heard a lot of complaints about. Like, there are a lot of there are like really well developed characters in this film. Besides Atari, the little pilot, and Chief, played by Bryan Cranston. And I agree, they're like every other character in this film has nothing else to do but just be there. But it bothers a lot of people, but it didn't really bother me. I still found like a lot of the characters very enjoyable, especially Edward Norton. God, Edward Norton was fantastic in this film. Bill Murray was just kind of like that side character that just added on to the conversation just for like a little bit. We all have that friend, right, that just adds on to the conversation. But yeah, like the lack of character for most of these characters, it didn't really bother me that much because it fit the story. Like the story isn't about them; they're just side characters who are helping with the journey. They're like the main story is about Atari and Chief. Atari's trying to find his lost dog. We're not lost. He's trying to find his dog after it's been deported into Trash Island, and Bryan Cranston is developing as this hard-ass, grizzly, tough guy, and learns to accept love and compassion when that's what he's been avoiding all of his life. Because, he's a stray dog. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. I don't think it is. No, it's basically the plot of the movie. God, what else? What else did I like about this? The comedy. Oh, this is a hilarious movie. I laughed a lot, actually. There are a lot of surprises and like funny gags and junk. Oh, shit, I really smell bad. God, you know that thing where you can't smell your own BO? Like, I can smell mine. That's how bad it is. I need to take a shower, but like I'm like in the middle of talking to you guys, so that'll have to wait. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna list everything I liked, and then I'm gonna get to the bads of this film. Performances. Everyone did a good job. Those who weren't given like much character, they did good with what they were given. Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, and the little pilot, I think, are my favorite characters in the film. They did the best, I feel like. Edward Norton and Bryan Cranston stole the show for me, though. They were fantastic. I love Edward Norton. He's just amazing. Amazing human being. God bless him. The animation, like I said, that was perfect. Perfect animation. Like 10 out of 10. What else? The script. I thought the script was pretty good. And that kind of segues into what I think is bad about the film. There are, like I said, the story is pretty standard, and the script is kind of at fault for that. But Wes Anderson uses his trademark style to, improve on the story and make it, good and actually entertaining to watch. Now, the writing itself, like a lot of the dialogue there's some bad dialogue in the film. There are like a few lines that kind of like took me out of the movie. Like, what? That you couldn't do another take? I mean, that sounded pretty bad.
We get the idea. You're looking for your lost dog spots.
That's the thing with voice acting. I feel like you can like do as many takes as you want, and it's not as costly as reshooting a scene. Like when you're recording, you're just recording your voice, you're not shooting anything. So I feel like out of all like the takes you had, why choose like the one that sounded the shittiest? Is it like for your style, Wes Anderson? Is it for like to match your stilted dialogue-ness? Come on, it's okay to step out of your comfort zone, man. Like, you don't have to make everything as stilted as possible just so like, oh, you can please your fans. Like, oh, you're just not smart enough to understand a Wes Anderson film. He is a master of shut up. Just shut up. Like, no. Wes Anderson can get very pretentious a lot of the times with his style, and I feel like it kind of shows sometimes with the line delivery. Like, there's like a few, like, there's so many moments where, like, I'm like, that wouldn't happen, or, like, that line was pretty bad. Why you couldn't use another take? Why use that take? There are moments in, like, where in the movie where, like, the script just, like, does whatever it wants so it can, fit the story and just move the story along. Like, there was one scene in the movie where, oh, what was it? There's this subplot with this transfer student, which was kind of pointless, and like it didn't really need to happen at all. Like I think the movie would have been fine without it. I mean, not completely. It does have its sort of. Actually, no, not at all. It doesn't serve a purpose whatsoever, really. Cause like there's like this whole conspiracy theory subplot where this transfer student is like trying to find prove that the mayor Kobayashi is like evil, an evil dictator who hates dogs, and there is no really real problem she faces. She's just like, oh, I solved it. There's no really point of having that that subplot.
Sorry.
Okay, now I gotta do the rest of my video with the shower. Okay, Enzo, can you, like, just not with the video, though? So, okay, so, like, the subplot, yeah, I feel like it didn't really have to be there. It just, like, you know, I guess it was just there to pad the runtime. It really was just filler. It just really served no purpose. I mean, like, it kind of does, but, like, at the same time, it doesn't. I mean, I feel like the girl character, like, the transfer student, she was important, yeah, but she didn't need to have her own subplot. I feel like she should have just been there, like, oh, here's a serum. She could just give the serum to the little boy, and there, done. Okay, what else did I not like? Okay, I feel like that's about it, what I didn't like about the movie. Sorry if my thoughts sounded pretty scattered and, like, disoriented. I haven't done this in a while, as you can clearly tell. I'm looking to the side cam, like the little screen there. Like I keep forgetting to look into the lens itself. Oh well. But yeah, overall, conclusion. This film is fantastic. Those little details, they were so inconsequential that it didn't really bother me because I was enjoying myself too much during the film. Like there's not one point in the movie where I'm like, okay, it took me out completely. I'm like, it just took me out for a second, but I'm like, oh, now this is happening, which is interesting and entertaining, and I'm back into the movie. Because that's what it does. Like, it's just a hair. It's just a smidge away from being a perfect film. And it's kind of a shame that Wes Anderson let his style get the better of him. And hey, what are you gonna do? I mean, every filmmaker has his duds. I mean, this is no dud in any means, but you know, learn from the mistakes you made in your previous films and learn from this one. Yeah. So if I were to give this film a rating, I can't figure out really. It's somewhere. It's an 8 or a 9 for me. I can't really decide, but I'm gonna watch it again with my friend, who thinks the movie looks like garbage because she just saw the trailer. Listen, Sarah, you can't just assume a movie's gonna be garbage just from the trailer. That's not how it works. I thought Baywatch was gonna be a garbage movie, and when I saw the trailer, I'm like, but hey, let's give the benefit of the doubt. It might be a good movie, and if it isn't, it still might be entertaining. And you know what happened when I watched it? It sucked. No redeeming qualities whatsoever. That's a bad example, actually. Hold on. I saw the Rampage looked like garbage. I thought I was gonna hate that movie. I didn't really. No, there were aspects where I was entertained. So, hey, when we watch Isle of Dogs together, you may not love it, but hey, you're gonna say, hey, that wasn't terrible like I thought it was. All right, so. Yeah, I guess that's it. I have nothing else really to say. That's like kind of really one of the reasons I made this video, so I can convince my friend to watch the movie with me, so she can open her eyes a little bit. Sarah, we're gonna watch that movie together, and you are gonna like it. I know you will. That's way too close. Oh, I'm so sorry. You had to see all of that. Okay. Bye.